Hello, I'm Sebastian. Welcome to 9 Trees podcast. Today, I will summarize and review the book. The Agentic AI Bible by Thomas R. Caldwell positions itself as a practical, end-to-end guide for creating agentic systems powered by large language models. Instead of treating an LLM as a single chat interface, the book focuses on goal-driven agents that can plan, call tools, execute multi-step workflows, learn from outcomes, and operate reliably in real environments. It frames agent building as an engineering discipline that spans architecture, prompting and instructions, memory and retrieval, tool integration, evaluation, and deployment. Readers can expect an emphasis on how to move from prototypes to production systems, including strategies for robustness, safety, monitoring, and iteration. The book's promise is breadth with currency, a consolidated reference for core concepts and current patterns used in modern agent frameworks, along with guidance for choosing trade-offs based on constraints like cost, latency, accuracy, and risk. For builders and technical leaders, it aims to be a single volume that connects the moving pieces of agent design into a coherent playbook. I will give you key takeaways from this book. Firstly, agent foundations, goals, autonomy, and the control loop. A central theme in modern agentic AI is that useful autonomy comes from a clear control loop rather than from free-form conversation. The book's scope suggests it will ground readers in the difference between a prompt and an agent. An agent has an objective, an internal state, and a repeatable cycle of observe, plan, act, and reflect. In practice, this means defining success criteria, setting boundaries, and deciding how the agent should decompose work into steps. A well-designed loop clarifies when the model should reason internally, when it should ask clarifying questions, and when it should trigger tools such as web search, code execution, databases, or enterprise APIs. This topic also covers role design and instruction hierarchy so that system behavior remains consistent across tasks and contexts. Another likely focus is choosing the right level of autonomy. Fully automated execution is not always desirable, and many high-value workflows require human-in-the-loop approvals for risky actions. By treating agency as a controllable mechanism, builders can avoid brittle demos and create systems that behave predictably under real user pressure. Secondly, planning and task decomposition for reliable multi-step execution. Goal-driven agents succeed or fail based on how they plan. The book's promise of agents that think and execute implies detailed coverage of planning strategies that turn an ambiguous user request into an actionable sequence of tasks. Readers can expect guidance on decomposing work, choosing between upfront plans versus iterative planning, and handling branching paths when new information appears. Practical agent planning often includes intermediate artifacts such as checklists, subtasks, and dependency graphs, plus mechanisms to detect when the plan is going off track. This topic also includes how to manage context limitations by summarizing, chunking, and retrieving only what is needed at each step. Strong agent design treats plans as testable objects. Each step should have an expected output, validation criteria, and a fallback when the step fails. The book likely highlights the importance of tool-aware planning, where the agent knows which actions are possible and chooses the simplest tool that can complete a step. When done well, planning reduces hallucinations because the agent is forced to ground decisions in intermediate results, not assumptions. Thirdly, memory, retrieval, and knowledge grounding with RAG and state. Agents that evolve need a way to remember without bloating the prompt. A complete guide to scaling agents typically covers short-term working memory, long-term memory, and external knowledge grounding. In practice, this means maintaining structured state about the user, the task, and past actions, as well as integrating retrieval-augmented generation so the model can cite relevant documents, tickets, emails, or specs at the moment of decision. The book is likely to distinguish between conversational memory and operational memory. One captures preferences and history, the other tracks what has been done, what remains, and what constraints apply. It may also cover document processing pipelines, embeddings, vector search, metadata filtering, and re-ranking because retrieval quality determines agent reliability. Equally important is memory hygiene, deciding what to store, how to summarize, how to expire stale items, and how to avoid leaking sensitive data into logs or shared indices. By combining state management with retrieval, agents become less repetitive, more context-aware, and more accurate when answering questions or taking actions in knowledge-heavy domains. Fourthly, tool use, orchestration, and integration into real workflows. A production agent is defined by what it can do, not just what it can see, not just what it can say. The book's build and scale framing implies a deep focus on tool calling patterns and orchestration. That includes designing clear tool schemas, validating inputs and outputs, and handling failures such as timeouts, rate limits, and partial results. Readers can expect emphasis on building a tool ecosystem around the agent, search, calculators, code runners, data connectors, CRM and ticketing integrations, and automation platforms. Orchestration also means deciding between single-agent and multi-agent approaches, where specialized agents handle research, execution, review, or compliance. Another practical element is grounding actions in permissions and identity so that the agent can only perform what the user is authorized to do. This topic likely highlights how to keep the agent deterministic where needed by using structured outputs, constrained decoding, and post-processing validators. When tool use is engineered carefully, agents become dependable operators inside business processes, such as support triage, report generation, lead qualification, or internal knowledge assistance. Lastly, evaluation, safety, and scaling from prototype to production. Scaling agentic systems is less about adding features and more about managing risk, quality, and cost. A comprehensive guide would cover how to evaluate agents with repeatable tests, including task success rates, tool accuracy, latency, and user satisfaction. This topic typically includes creating benchmark suites from real conversations, generating adversarial cases, and running regression tests whenever prompts, tools, or models change. Safety and reliability also require guardrails, policy checks, content filters, action approvals, and sandboxing for tools that can modify data or spend money. Observability is another key pillar, with structured logs of decisions, tool calls, and outcomes, plus dashboards for drift and error patterns. The book likely addresses cost controls, such as caching, model routing, token budgeting, and choosing smaller models for simpler steps. Finally, production readiness involves deployment patterns, versioning prompts and tools, incident response, and continuous improvement loops. Treating evaluation and safety as first-class components is what transforms an impressive demo into a system that teams can trust and expand over time. In conclusion, this book is best suited for builders who want to move beyond chatbots and into software that can complete work, AI engineers, full-stack developers, ML practitioners, product managers for automation, and technical leaders responsible for shipping reliable AI features. It can also help operators and founders who need a clear mental model for how agentic systems are designed and why some prototypes fail in production. The practical benefit is that it frames agent development as a full life cycle, defining goals and constraints, building planning loops, connecting tools, grounding responses with retrieval, and then validating behavior with tests, monitoring, and safety controls. That end-to-end view can improve a reader's life by reducing wasted experimentation and helping them build systems that actually save time, reduce repetitive work, and increase decision quality. Compared to many AI books that focus either on theory or on narrow prompt tricks, this one is positioned as a consolidated playbook for designing, building, and scaling LLM-powered agents. If you want a single reference that links architecture choices to real operational concerns like cost, latency, and risk, it is worth buying for its structured, production-oriented focus. If you would like to support Thomas R. Caldwell, you can buy the book through the Amazon link I've provided in the podcast description. After reading the book, please let me know what you think and share your thoughts. See you around.